All right, folks, and my team, the panel, the Malzberg panel, co-host of Steele Ungar on SiriusXM, Rick Ungar. By the way, that's Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern. And radio host and author of The Big Black Lie, Kevin Jackson. I want to turn our attention to immigration. The president talking tough, echoing really what Hillary had to say. And she said it first on these kids who are being sent here by their parents from Central America. And the president telling his Mexican counterpart that these children will not get to stay. So, I mean, even though I have, from what I've read, and I have reason to believe this has been partially, if not orchestrated, it's been facilitated by the Obama administration and his policies, I guess it's a good thing, Kevin, that the president says they got to go back.
Well, I think it's typical Obama. They put out a policy that essentially encourages people to do the wrong thing, and then he wants to backtrack and say, hey, we're going to get really tough on it. I would venture to tell you there's probably some back channel communique that says essentially this is going to be the strategy for this illegal immigration problem. The last report I heard, Stephen, I'll be honest with you, I haven't kept up as much with it, is that they had delivered a plane load of these kids to the Boston area and essentially put them out with families. Well, that doesn't sound like he's telling these folks to stop it.
They have moved to the Northeast in many instances. I've heard those reports as well. Rick?
It's hard to know where to begin. My goodness. You don't like if Obama does what you want him to do on immigration, and you don't like him if he doesn't. Look, let's look at the facts of this thing. These kids did come in illegally. It has nothing to do with back channeling, and it has little to do with Mexico, by the way. Most of these kids are from other Central American countries where they misunderstood the DREAM Act discussion, thought if they sent their kids by themselves, they'd get in. They can't just come in. I think we would probably, all the three of us, agree on that. So here's what they're doing about it. If they can locate their families back home, they are sending them back home. If they can locate their relatives in the United States, they are turning them over to their relatives in the United States because they have to put these kids somewhere where they're going to be, taken care of. That doesn't mean they get to stay. ICE knows exactly where they're putting them, and there will be proceedings to send them back when they can locate their parents. Let's not take a policy that you guys would normally agree with. They're not letting them stay. Do you have to vilify Obama even for tying his shoes?
Rick,
silly.
You're making the assumption, and Kevin, it's a huge assumption, I think, that parents are going to step up and claim. They were willing to send their kids with basically, thieves and dishonest people. Get them across the border, have nothing to do with them anymore, hope for the best that they'll get sanctuary in the U.S., and now they're going to say, oh, yeah, send them back. Here I am. I don't think so.
You have one hell of a low opinion of these people.
Here's what happened.
They've sent their kids into another country.
They sent their kids to be somewhere where they wouldn't be involved in violent situations for their safety.
That's what they're told to say.
This is what you think of them?
This
is what you think.
No, hold on. Time out. No. I got to clear something up. Because you got the left-wing nut jobs who are going to write about this. I am not indicting the. I am indicting. Yes, I'm indicting the parents who willingly sent their children to another country with nothing and saying, stay there, grow up there, live there. Yeah, I'm indicting them, and I don't believe they will now say, oh, here we are, send them back to me.
You probably would have indicted the parents in Germany who sent their kids to England. You probably would indict the parents in Germany who let their little kids go to England to avoid what was going to happen in Germany in World War II.
There's a Holocaust in Central America?
I didn't say Holocaust.
You certainly implied Holocaust.
I said there's violence going down there and they're protecting their kids.
Kevin, go ahead.
First of all, the point of if you don't agree with Obama on this, because he's technically right by saying what he's going to do, and so he can't win for losing.
Kevin, I got to admit, Kevin, I owe you an apology. I know you're coming back later. We're out of time. I am sorry. I talked too much. I will be back with more of the show. But first, today's American Moment. Take a look back at civil rights activist Rosa Parks. Thanks, Rick.
Her name is synonymous with the struggle for equal rights throughout America. But when Rosa Parks stepped on that Montgomery, Alabama bus on December 1st, 1955, she didn't set out to make history. She just wanted to get home. Montgomery's segregated buses had divided seating, white passengers in front, colored passengers in the back. Contrary to popular belief, Rosa was sitting in the back of the bus. But when the bus driver needed more seats for his white passengers, he ordered her and 3 others to vacate their seats. The others complied and moved, but Rosa quietly refused and was quickly arrested. Working alongside Dr. Martin Luther King, Rose's arrest sparked a highly effective citywide protest with African Americans boycotting city buses.
December 5th was the day the people stayed off in large numbers and did not ride the bus. In fact, most of the buses, I think all of them were just about empty.
Rose's protest and resulting boycott didn't end segregation, but it sparked a movement that ended the racial system, paving the way for a more equal society.